9 tourists boarded a dolphin watching boat in Wales, expecting something beautiful. What they got instead was one of the most disturbing wildlife events ever documented on camera. August 21st, 2023. A pod of 8 bottlenose dolphins surrounded a lone harbor porpoise near New Key Headland. The porpoise tried to escape. It tried to hide under the hull of the boat. For over 10 minutes, the dolphins chased it, rammed it, and launched it out of the water until it took its last breaths beside the boat and went still. The tour guide, Josh Pedley, watched in silence. Then he said, "The porpoise stood no chance. Scientists have a name for this. Porpoicide? Dolphin on dolphin infanticide is documented in 6 species. And 2 orcas, members of the same family, have single-handedly collapsed the great white shark population of an entire coastline. That smiling face has never been what you think." Most people picture a dolphin as something gentle, friendly, maybe a bit playful. That image comes almost entirely from one anatomical quirk: the fixed upward curve of a dolphin's jaw. It looks like a smile. It is not a smile. It never changes, whether the animal is sleeping, hunting, or killing. The expression is identical. Here's what's underneath it: a dolphin's rostrum. Its snout is a solid slab of dense bone. Not soft tissue, not cartilage. Bone. Purpose-built for high-velocity impact. A dolphin's tail moves horizontally, which means it generates explosive upward and downward thrust. A shark's tail moves vertically, which is powerful for forward speed, but gives almost no vertical mobility. In close water, a dolphin can accelerate from directly below a shark and drive that bony rostrum into the shark's soft underbelly. Organs, as not scales, at speeds up to 37 miles per hour. 1 hit can stun, 2 can rupture organs. A coordinated pod hit from multiple angles is, in almost every documented case, fatal. Add echolocation, the ability to map a shark's exact position before the shark knows a dolphin is near. And what you have is not a cute marine mammal. What you have is a precision weapon that evolved over millions of years. So yes, a dolphin can kill a shark. The question is, why would it want to? Let's start at the beginning of the public myth. In the 1950s, at Miami Seaquarium, a sandbar shark entered the water during the birth of a bottlenose dolphin calf. 3 adult male dolphins closed in immediately. They rammed the shark, gills, stomach, repeatedly, until it was dead. The footage circulated widely. The TV show Flipper was partly based there, and an image was born. Dolphins as brave protectors of the innocent. What the cameras didn't linger on was the question the scientists were quietly asking. Was that defense? Or was it something else? Marine ecologist Dr. Michael Heithaus of Florida International University has spent years in the water between dolphins and sharks at Shark Bay, Western Australia. In that population, more than 70% of dolphins carry shark bite scars. Around 10% are attacked every year. Heithaus has witnessed one direct confrontation in his career. It lasted seconds. A coordinated rush, a scatter, done. Dolphins don't fight sharks for sport, but when they do engage, they don't fight fair. They overwhelm, they coordinate, they exploit every biological disadvantage the shark has. And then there is port and starboard. 2 adult male orcas, members of the dolphin family, operating off the coast of South Africa since 2015. Named for their rare collapsed dorsal fins, one bending left, one right, like nautical markers on a ship. Their method is precise, methodical, almost clinical. They ram a great white shark to disorient it, then flip it onto its back, triggering a physiological paralysis called tonic immobility, before cutting open the shark with surgical accuracy and removing only the liver. The liver of a great white shark can make up 28% of its body weight. It is extraordinarily energy-rich. Port and starboard don't eat the rest. They take what they came for and leave. By 2020, the great white sharks of False Bay, once one of the densest populations on Earth, had dropped to nearly 0 sightings. 2 dolphins did that. Now we need to talk about something harder. In the early 1990s, dead dolphin calves began washing ashore along the Virginia coast. 9 of them. Over several years, their bodies told a specific story: multiple broken bones, ruptured internal organs, bruising consistent with repeated, high-force, blunt impact. Dale G. Dunn, a pathologist at the Armed Forces Institute of Pathology in Washington, D.C., examined the bodies. He said it looked like someone had taken a baseball bat and beaten these animals to death. The injuries matched perfectly with dolphin rostrum strikes. Adult bottlenose dolphins had killed these calves. In 1998, researchers at the University of Aberdeen published the first peer-reviewed evidence of cetacean infanticide in the Proceedings of the Royal Society. Post-mortem examinations of stranded bottlenose dolphins in Scotland's Moray Firth showed that 5 out of 8 young calves in the area had been killed by other bottlenose dolphins from the same population. Direct observations confirmed an adult attacking a dead calf with the same force profile. Then, in 2022, in Mutsubei, Japan, a research team from Mutsubei Dolphin Research watched in real time as 23 Pacific white-sided dolphins attacked a single newborn calf for 75 consecutive minutes. They recorded 115 separate strikes. The mother fought back. She bit and rammed the attackers throughout. She could not stop them. Infanticide has now been confirmed in at least 6 toothed whale species, and the leading scientific explanation is cold, rational, and exact. Male dolphins kill calves they did not father. When a calf dies, the mother stops lactating within weeks. She enters estrus again. The male who killed the calf now has mating access. It is reproductive strategy, executed with precision, by one of the most cognitively advanced animals on the planet. Here is where it gets genuinely strange. In the early 1990s, harbor porpoises began washing ashore along Scotland's Moray Firth with identical injuries: multiple skeletal fractures, ruptured organs, and bite patterns that matched bottlenose dolphins. Scientists named what they were seeing porpoiside. Since 2005, researchers documented 44 confirmed porpoise deaths inflicted by bottlenose dolphins in California alone. In Monterey Bay, between 2007 and 2009, scientists directly witnessed 3 separate attacks. In 92% of observed cases where the sex of the attacker was identified, they were all male, and the attacks clustered almost exclusively during peak breeding season. Here is the problem with every clean explanation. Dolphins don't eat porpoises. Diet analysis shows almost no overlap between what bottlenose dolphins eat and what harbor porpoises eat. Territory doesn't explain it. Their distributions don't significantly compete. Disease or aberrant behavior was ruled out years ago because porpoiside has now been documented across the UK, the Pacific coast of North America, and beyond. It is not the behavior of a few rogue individuals. it is a pattern. The strongest current hypothesis, the one that keeps surfacing in the literature, is that male dolphins may be using porpoises as practice targets. The harbor porpoise is roughly the same size and weight as a bottlenose dolphin calf. Brett Stones, who owns Seymour and has run dolphin tours for over 27 years, said he had never once seen behavior like it. He watched the tourists' faces as it happened and described the moment as exciting and sobering, all rolled into one. What Josh Pedley said afterward was simpler. They are also a lot bigger in the UK than in Florida. A porpoise is 1.5 meters long. A lot of humans aren't much more than that. Here's what I want you to sit with for a moment. Infanticide, the deliberate killing of another individual's offspring to accelerate mating opportunity, is documented in over 100 mammal species. Lions do it, chimpanzees do it, langur monkeys do it. It is, biologically speaking, not rare. Scientists have a term for the underlying mechanism, the sexual selection hypothesis. It is not cruelty, it is evolutionary logic, operating exactly as evolution operates, without morality, without mercy, and without exception. But dolphins are the species we hang posters of. We take our children to see them perform. We write children's books about them. We describe them with words like pure and gentle and wise. And here is the question that sits underneath all of this. Not about dolphins, but about us. Why do we need them to be innocent? Because that expression never changes. Whether they are riding a bow wave, or surrounding a calf, or launching a porpoise out of the water in front of 9 tourists on an August evening, it looks exactly the same. Josh Pedley watched the porpoise take its last breaths alongside the boat that evening. 9 passengers watched with him. Nobody tried to intervene. There was nothing to intervene with. He said afterward, "Sad for the porpoise, but an incredible wildlife moment." That tension, grief and wonder held in the same breath, is the most accurate response to what dolphins actually are. Not monsters, not saints. Complex, socially sophisticated animals operating under the same evolutionary pressures every species on this planet faces. Survival, reproduction, status. The same intelligence that allows them to mourn their dead, pass culture between generations, and coordinate rescues at sea also allows them to plan and execute killing with precision. Neither half of that is an accident. Both halves are the animal. What surprises you more, that dolphins kill sharks, or that they sometimes kill their own kind? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if this changed how you see these animals, there's more where this came from. You know where the subscribe button is.